Welcome back to Bull Sessions here on 680 KFEQ. Got a question that you want Brad to answer on the show? Got an idea for the show? Email the guys at bull@willcross.net. Now, here's Randy Baker and agronomist Brad Law.
Okay, here we are back again to more of Bull Sessions and more of Bradley's Bull.
Bradley's Bull. You know, you can get Bradley's Bull emailed to you every month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep, you can. You can also get Bradley's Bull on the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even get some. We're doing this thing called a Throwback Thursday.
Throwback Thursday, yeah.
Yep.
You forgot to say that earlier.
My wife is correcting my spelling of throw, and I have to go back and fix those. But I'm taking either an old Bull Session episode from the YouTube links, or I'm taking the paper bull and copy and pasting it into there. So we've got something for throwback that is still relevant.
Yeah.
From the archives, pulling all that stuff out. See, this is why you don't delete everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that...
Randy has like some famous people, he likes to delete everything.
I've got to cover my tracks sometimes.
Swiper, no swiping.
Swiper, no swiping. Yes.
For all you Dora Explorer fans.
Exactly.
But we've got a farmer that you want to focus on here.
Focus on the farmer. It's a big deal for us here at Bull Sessions.
Yes.
And I do have, our focus this week is the Miller family of Rochester, Missouri. Donnie and his awesome wife, Jean, they've been married for 62 or 63 years. I'm not sure which, Bradley, but that's a big deal.
Well, when it gets up like that, that's just awesome.
Then they've been farming that long. So, you know, also they owned and operated for many years 5M Trucking. I know many of you probably have heard of that and dealt with them, which, as a matter of fact, yours truly, several years ago, I pulled a few loads for them.
You were gear jamming for them?
I was gear jamming. I was. They're, you know, awesome friends, awesome employers. They're an awesome family. I went to school with all their kids. Of course, we weren't all the same age, but we all went to school, at high school anyway, over at Savannah. You know, their kids are all grown. They've got grown grandchildren. Mark and Janet, they live over there at Helena. That's their oldest. Kelly and Rita Houston, they live over at Rochester. And last but not least, and you might have heard me talk about this guy, Boyd and Kathy Miller over at Rochester as well. You know, sometimes Boyd calls and sends me text messages critiquing my abilities as a Farm Talk radio host. he keeps me honest, for sure.
Well, I encourage anybody, if you have Randy's cell phone number, or if you email bull@willcross.net, I will give you his cell phone number.
Oh, no.
And you can critique him all you want. And please record it, and I will post it on YouTube.
You know, we are always striving for excellence here at Bull Sessions, Bradley.
Yes.
And, you know,
constructive criticism, Randy. It's good for you.
It is. And with the help of my buddy Boyd, I'm sure that we will achieve this lofty goal between you and him. So a big thumbs up, hats off, big shout out to the Miller family. I've known them all my life and love them dearly. Of Rochester and Helena. May God richly bless you. And by the way, Boyd, I'll have a seat for you saved tomorrow morning.
Oh.
Okay, so.
You're assuming somebody would want to sit next to you, Randy.
Yeah. My wife does.
Well, she kind of has to.
And Aunt Gail.
Well, see, one on each side. There you
Well, I'll move Boyd right in the middle in there. He'll be all right.
Oh. Well, you know, Mark, we were going to talk about the Ag Expo Center and how it's going to bring a lot of good stuff to the area, not just St. Joe, but all of ag
the surrounding
around.
states even. They're going to do a lot of big stuff out there.
So, you know, that's exciting. And our guest couldn't make it in because he got sick on us.
Yeah, and everybody's getting sick around us.
Everybody's getting sick. So
Miles, he's been sick. We hate that too.
You know, we don't like the flu, whether it's stomach flu, bird flu, whatever type. We're not We don't want nothing to do with that. But we feel for those that are fighting that right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody gets a little better and gets, ready to go, and we can have him back on some other time.
Sure we will. He'll be back.
But we're talking kind of about the farm economy.
Yeah, we are.
Because that's something that's just...
And how we can help farmers save money.
Okay.
And make money.
Well, I know this is a controversial topic, but, I'm going there, Randy.
You're scaring me.
I'm scaring you. Well, that's good. I like to do that at least 3 times a day.
Miles, be ready to cut his mic. I don't know where he's going.
Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about federal crop insurance.
Okay.
Okay. Some
I'm
people
okay
love it.
so
Some
far.
people, don't like some of the policies, but, okay, they do this thing called a price discovery period.
Okay.
Okay. What that does is they set the price for, the spring planted crops.
Yeah. Sure.
Here, I think it's the end of February, it's over. And they average that price. And then you take that times your APH, times your coverage level that you choose.
Right.
And that's how much money you can guarantee for income if something bad happens, like a hailstorm or a drought or some reason that your beans or corn didn't yield. You kind of got covered based on your past production history.
You bet.
Well, that's kind of a big thing because there's a lot of acres still up in the air right now.
There is.
Do we go corn? Do we go soybeans? What, and there's some banks that we want to know that we're going to get paid back. So until we get this, kind of concreted, then we'll know kind of where we're at.
Lending's a little tight.
Lending's a little tight.
Yeah.
And you said the F word earlier. You said financing.
Yes.
You guys should have saw how big Randy's eyes got on that one.
I about passed out.
I know. Did your heart skip a little bit?
It hadn't restarted. Behave yourself.
But, when we look at crop insurance, we kind of want to not just, let's just do what we did last year and move on. It's paperwork. I don't want to do it.
No, we got to pay attention.
Well, one thing you got to look at is there's this thing called fall price. Well, if you think the fall price may be better than what the spring price is in the event of a claim, you can elect that option.
Right.
And then, like a couple of years ago, we had drought and that fall price went up.
Don't they call that revenue share or something like that?
That's a different deal,
okay,
Randy.
Okay.
This is when you have revenue insurance. First, there's just yield stuff, then there's revenue, and it's really complicated. And if I murder it, you need to talk to your crop insurance agent.
Please do.
Please do, because I'm not an agent. I just know from what I've gone through. You want to have a sit down, like we suggested. You have a sit down with your CPA, before the end of the year for taxes. You need to have a actual sit down meeting with your crop insurance agent. And look at these different options and say, okay, what's this fall price? What is enterprise units where all my corn acres are grouped together and all my bean acres are grouped together? Or what's this, basic units where each field's on its own? What's the price difference in that? And you're like, basic units is really expensive. I'll just, if this field does poor, but this one over here does good and the average good enough, I'm okay with that. And then you can choose your different coverage levels. Do you do 70%? So if you're if you're corn, for easy math, if your APH was 100 and you took 70%, your trigger yield would be 70 bushel.
Yes.
So if you can take 75, you can take 80, or you can take 85. And then you try to weigh out the profitability. But the one thing is, the higher coverage level you take, the less subsidy there is where you're paying more of it yourself.
Say that again.
I can't, Randy.
Okay.
I need to go see a speech-language pathologist.
You married one.
I did. And I had trouble with S's ever since kindergarten. And
subsidy, you said. Okay. Continue on with that. I'm sorry I disrupted.
You got me all out of whack. But, let's sit down with your agent and not wait till the very last day there. What is it, March 15th or something like that? Don't wait till the last day and they're swamped like I've done in the past.
Me
and
too.
Try to figure out, can I do, how much is this and how much is that? They don't, let's start this early and figure out what are we doing, what can we do? And if I cut this and we have a 2012 year, wouldn't it be better to have more coverage? So, we want to make educated decisions. Nobody knows what's going to happen next year, but at least evaluate them, and let's put some thought and effort into this instead of, going and playing cards and with the guys.
Like you said, we need to be thinking about spraying now.
Yep.
Seed selecting.
Yep.
Crop insurance, cash rents, financing, everything right now. We got to be planning now.
What can we do? And, I'm thinking about this. In 2012 and 2013, for me, my yields were low because of the drought and the flash drought. And
Mine
the price was high.
You bet.
Well, you take the price of that grain times the yields we had, that dollar figure is actually less than last year, where in 2016 we had this bigger bean yields, and the price, maybe you got $10 out of them if you were lucky. Still got some in the bin, but we'll hang on and see what happens, and see. Oh, wait a minute! I actually have more money to work with now, and we look at things like fertilizer. A lot of that's come down, and things like potash. It takes fewer bushels to buy a ton of potash now.
Oh, yeah.
So.
No, I get it.
Well, that kind of wraps us up, doesn't it, Randy?
Pretty
We got to
close.
get out of here.
We got to get out of here. But not without my Bible scripture.
All right.
And it's short, so listen, Bradley.
Okay, I'll pay
Psalm
attention.
27, 13 and 14. I would have lost heart unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord.
Randy, that was a very nice Bible verse.
Did you like that?
I like that a lot, and
Good.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to our show.
Sure, we do.
They took time out of their week, and hopefully they got something of value out of this, or at least maybe got their brain a thinking a little bit.
Yeah.
We covered weeds, we covered populations, we covered seed sizes, we talked about crop insurance. So hopefully that's
All good.
Good stuff.
We will be back next week with another session of Bull Sessions on 680 KFEQ.
Thanks for joining us for Bull Sessions, brought to you by NeCo Seed. Randy and Brad will be back next Saturday morning, tackling more topics from farming to livestock, soil to seed, farm equipment to rural life. So be sure to join us next Saturday morning, same time for Bull Sessions, right here on 680 KFEQ.